Brian Zdrilic has for the past 30 years shown us what it takes to accomplish achievements that many have not dared to dream of in his service to our local. With 40 years of continuous service, he has managed to be fired as a shop steward, was elected into the position of president, and was a black sheep of the executive board because he began to ask the questions that the membership wanted to know. He became the voice of this union at a young age when many of the rank and filers felt voiceless. This was shown during his business manager campaign when members drove from all parts of the province to vote him in. To say he was an underdog in the eyes of the previous executive board was an understatement. To say someone could see him fail as the newest and youngest business manager in the union movement was the hurdles he faced. The one thing they didn't know is he was a beast amongst men. I've often asked Brian, what was it that drove him? Where did his vision come from? He simply stated he spoke for the members who never had a voice, or the ones that were looked at differently because of where they're from. He spoke for the ones who could not speak. Brian's name quickly became front page news with unionism as he stood on the picket line in Port Alberta the strike of 1994. And for that, he was thrown in jail. He stood tall and proud to fight for 9 months on that picket line. Often wondering, was he jeopardizing his family's future because of the cause? But he stayed true to the cause. He fought big business and galvanized the face of history as a true union leader. Brian Zdrilic, his true brother Frank Nolan, took on an industry that was fractured. The millwrights and machinists fought for each job as separate unions performing the same trade. They looked at each other and said, "This is crazy." And they said they need to organize machinists. And so they did in May of 1995, which is the biggest organizing campaign in the 60-year history of the Millwrights Union, and will probably remain that way for years to come. Being carpenters was an issue, and we were just an addendum to the Carpenters Collective Agreement, 2 pages in the back of their collective agreement. Just as this hurdle presented itself, the plot got thicker. The international UBCJ, coming out with the restructuring of the UBCJ, they wanted to take away our right to vote our business and manager in. So what did Brian Zdrilic and Frank Nolan do? They fought back because they had their union brothers and sisters behind them. We fought the International for years, finding allied unions, which turned out to be business unions that were looking for their own self-interest and not the place we wanted to call home. The place we wanted to be was to stand united as millwrights, to have our say as we do today. And that's what we're exactly doing, what they fought for 25 years ago today. Finally, after some clever work and negotiations and support from the right people, we were given our first collective agreement with the help of the CLRA and Bob Morrison and Primark's Rob Hill. We came out of the shadows of the carpenter. We held our own certifications under the union name Millwrights Local 2736 and not the Provincial Council of Carpenters, the CEP or CMA. We became Millwrights Local 2736. There are many stories to be told, and so many that will be forgotten, but the names of Steve Majlat, Rudy McKitka, George Meldrum, Frank Nolan, Johnny Leithwood, Joe Yukich, Jose Pinto, brother Rob Parasini, and brother Brian Zdrilic will echo through the history of the Millwrights Local 2736 because you guys gave us a voice and we are here today as our union. Under your leadership, we have come from the bottom to the rise to the top. If you have ever walked into a room with Brian Zdrilic, he's truly respected by his contractors and unions. Words like leader, straight shooter, respected, warrior, and legend come to be whispered as he shakes hands with his peers. The future has been paved and we must continue what we've been given. But all we have today was what we fought for with you, brothers. Zdrilic. We will turn to the history of this union knowing full well we are here to stay and have our say. Your story needs to be told as it is our history. On behalf of everyone here and those that are not, we congratulate you. So, hold on. Hold on. You got a presentation? Please open this. No way. Yeah. All right.
Thank you so much.
We got him a pair of Dayton boots because he's always talking about these sexy Dayton boots he had in 1984 and picked up all the chicks with.
East End shit kickers.
Right?
East End shit
Yeah,
kickers.
East End shit kickers. So,
Thank you. That's the best.
Hold on, we're not finished yet. Okay. So he got a new pair of boots. He's gonna get sized up for him and custom made, whatever he wants to do. So he's got some nice boots to walk in when he retires. So hold his head up. And I just want to say one more thing. You once said gold and dirt were found together, and Millwrights were gold. So on behalf of the whole membership, this is for you.
Thank you.
Holy shit, man, that's fucking beautiful.
That is unreal. That is unbelievable. Wow, that is fucking unreal, man. I want to thank you, everybody. I wasn't expecting this, and I guess I got to say something. I don't want to say too much, except thank you. Miro's kind of said a lot of things. All I can say is I wish you the best. So I don't want to break down now. It's emotional. There's a lot of people that stood beside me that have to take the credit as well. John, Joe, George Meldrum, some of the previous executives, and I cannot forget the secretaries, guys. Without them, man, we wouldn't be halfway where we are. And we've got challenges. We've got a shitty agreement that got imposed on us, and we'll talk about that in there. But it's not the end of the world. You guys got to get engaged. You gotta get to the union. You can't just go to work and not belong to the union. You got to get engaged and help out. Protest, whatever we got to do. We're going to do some programs down the road. Stay together, stay tight. If we take care of each other, we're going to be strong. If we don't, you fall apart, right? Like I said to you guys over the years, since I've been here, there's 2 or 3 contractors that I remember that are left. All the other ones are new. And we're still here. 60 years later, we're still here. The union's always going to be here. They come and go, right? So I don't want to preach too much. I'm just going to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I appreciate all of you that stood by me, and even when we made mistakes, you still stood by us. But to Miro, you guys got a hell of a leader coming up. He wouldn't have been here for 9 years if he wasn't what he is. And I hope you give him the support that I was given. And I hope the executive stays strong. And let's just keep going, guys and girls and everybody. Thank you.